So I'm starting this project of epoxy in my floor with a little, little Transformers decorations and stuff and things. We'll get into it. If you saw the thumbnail, I'm sure you saw it already, but this is the process of it. So stay tuned.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views, influences interest on YouTube.
So first thing I did was put wallpaper down.
Subscribe.
Shout out to my boy Bryson. He gave me this idea because I was just gonna put epoxy on the floor, but then he was like, put something underneath in case you need to pull it up or something. And I was like, yeah. So I put that wallpaper underneath, and then I was laying out. I got a couple posters, 3 posters, and I have a Transformers cards that I don't think they'll be worth a lot. Maybe 50 years in the future, I don't know, but that's not why I got them. I got them to enjoy, and I don't really look at them or anything, so I was gonna put them on here. This ain't the full set. I got a set displayed in a card case, but this is just 3 posters and a bunch of cards I just wanted sprawled out. Kind of look like 52 pickup, where they're all over. I don't have them in any type of way. Some are backwards, some are up. I just wanted it like that. Now the sides, in retrospect, you need to stick the cards down. I'm pouring the epoxy now. I stuck all the cards down. I stuck the posters down where I wanted them. When I was looking at how to do this, it was saying to stick the stuff down so it doesn't float. Tell you the truth, I don't know if they would have floated, because there was a couple that I missed and they didn't float, so maybe I didn't have to go through it, but better safe than sorry. So this is half of the epoxy that I have. I did not have enough epoxy. That's one of the gripes I'll get to in the end. Also, I put barriers on the sides just so the epoxy didn't leak out. But that's not great either. Those barriers weren't tight enough to the ground. Maybe I should have put tape or something else. Think of something else. Prep is, I think, one of the biggest things. So now I just went with this little, I don't even know what to call it, scraper or whatever, and just spread it apart. I needed a squeegee. I got a squeegee later, or I had a squeegee, but I didn't think about it till later because I needed to get more in the middle, and you can't walk on it. It is messy as well. If you're thinking about doing something like this, it's messy as I don't know what. Like I said, prep, tape up the areas around it. Do whatever you need to do to protect the floor. I wasn't too concerned because I know this flooring that I have down is somewhat waterproof. So it was just easy to take the excess and just peel it up off of that floor, which is great. But yeah, here I'm just smoothing it out, trying to get it all the way around. Also, the floor wasn't as level as I wanted. I think it's leaning a little more towards the sump pump, which is what you want in a basement, because if it ever, God forbid, if anything ever happens, you want all the water to drain towards the sump pump. So I think it was like slightly, I don't know how to build houses, so I guess that's the proper thing to do. So it did affect some of the epoxy. So now I incorporated the squeegee, which I should have did in the beginning. I'm putting on a second coat. You see my big back, but I'm putting on a second coat now. And just making sure it covers everything. That's the thing. That's one of the main tips. Get enough epoxy. I don't think I really had enough because it's really thin, but it still looks good. It's still functional. I can walk on it. I don't feel any of the cards. We'll get there. So I just continue to spread it so it's even. And here I'm just filling in some of the spots with some of the excess that I have, trying to get it right. And now this is kind of the final product. I'm happy with how it turned out. It took 24 hours to cure, and I put transitional strips on the side. Now it's reflective. It looks like glass. I love that look. But the thing, maybe some tips I would give people if they're trying to do a project like this, make sure you get enough epoxy for one. If you're doing your whole floor, you're going to need a lot of epoxy. I had 2 gallons and it still made it maybe a 1/4 of an inch thick. Maybe not even that. Maybe maybe a quarter, a little less than a 1/4 of an inch thick. So that's not super thick. But I can't feel anything that's underneath the epoxy, so I'm good with that. Also, prep is one of the biggest things. I didn't prep. I had the barriers on the side, but they weren't tight enough. So there are some leakage that got through the barrier onto the side of the floor where the white tile is, and that I have to clean up. You can't really see it in this video. You can see it a little bit if you look, but it's not bad looking, but it just peels up too. I got to take time to peel it up. So that's one of the other things. I guess maybe just take your time, get protective gear. You know, epoxy, I didn't have a respirator on. I probably should have, but there's a lot of ventilation, especially for a basement. But I have a lot of ventilation in here with filters and stuff. But still, wear your protective gear. And yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out. All the products I use will be in the description. But if you're thinking of doing a project like this, I think it's pretty good, pretty great. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll get over with you in the next one. Peace.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.